Well, we're very fortunate because Robert from TNS is about to tell us how to be right about the future. Welcome, Robert.
Thank you so much. I'm just preparing this. Hi, everybody. I'm very happy being here. I'm very happy to speak about a topic, being right about the future. Maybe you have seen in the agenda that we had another plan. Yanni Hofmeyr and I want to do a presentation about this topic. Unfortunately, Yanni wasn't able to come, but I think those who met Yanni know that the future of research is exactly his topic. And therefore, he's made a small video and to let you know his perspectives about the future of research. Let's listen what he has to say.
Hello everyone, I'm Yanni. I'm going to be presenting with Robert today. And what we're going to talk about is how TNS is trying to make sure that we are right about the future of the industry. So I often like to use this analogy from Otto Neurath, the philosopher of science. We are like sailors who, on the open sea, must rebuild their ship yet stay afloat. We can't throw away everything that we're doing, but we do have to rebuild the ship. I use a company like IBM as an analogy for what not to do. They were a great company. In spite of that, they failed to recognize almost every important growth opportunity. Back in the 1970s, they had 70% market share in IT. That market share is down to about 7% now. They certainly had more certified geniuses working for them than any other company, and yet they still didn't get it right. They missed almost every big thing. They failed to recognize it wasn't about hardware, but it was about software. Microsoft is bigger than they are. They failed to spot the importance of the internet. Both eBay and Amazon are bigger than they are. They missed search. Google is bigger than they are. They missed social. Facebook is bigger than they are. They've been late to the cloud. Amazon, Google, and Microsoft beat them. And even when it comes to new kinds of hardware, they didn't recognize the big things. They didn't come up with the iPod, the smartphone, tablets, or wearables. There have been multiple multi-billion-dollar growth opportunities for IBM. They weren't able to capitalize on any of them. So how does a company like TNS go about getting it right? Well, to start with, we have to recognize some of the things that make it difficult for us. And one of those is that our own employees are mostly old shipbuilders. So our people don't really know how to build the new ships. You can't fire everybody, and the people hiring new people don't always know who to hire. We actually do have a lot of new shipbuilders. We're not necessarily organized to give them the chance to build new ships. Second thing we have to deal with is turf wars. We have about 1,000 geniuses, given the size of our company and given the probability of a person being a genius. We've got lots of geniuses. We can't get them to agree with each other. We have to maintain bits of what's dying. Market research buyers are part of the problem. They're not always part of the solution. They want us to do the old stuff. Sometimes they even tell us they want us to do the new stuff, and then they just find themselves incapable of moving ahead. And finally, organizational bandwidth is limited. There's only so much a big company like ours can do. And so how do we respond? Well, first of all, it's about recognizing that we don't have to innovate. We're a very big company with very significant resources. We can afford to sit back and wait to see what's going to get big and then to invest. So it's about fast copying or about playing me too, rather than about being first to have new ideas. We can allow the future to crystallize and then move. But we can only do so if we execute really effectively. We need to know what to do, we need to damp down internal conflict, and we need to scale up effectively. I'm going to hand over to my colleague Robert now to talk about how we're going about doing that. Robert.
So this was Yanni Hofmeyr, provocative as always, but I think he's 100% right. We as a market research industry, we have to rebuild our ships. We have to integrate the new data streams. We have to implement new technologies. And I'm 100% sure that those agencies who will be good in making this happen will have competitive advantages and will be very powerful for the future. Those agencies maybe which will fail will become more or less irrelevant. So what's the future about research? I want to show you some quotes of our clients, what our clients are saying, what they are expecting from us. Unilever, double the impact in half the time and cost. General Mills, 2014 goal, 80% of the research via mobile has to be delivered. Campbell's, 50% of research to be delivered within 72 hours. And last but not least, Mondelez, social data provides an authentic 360-degree perspective on your product or brand with enormous sample size in real time. So our clients are looking for more impact, being more predictive. They are looking for very, very quick delivery and also very cost efficient. And we have to take all the information which is available at the market into account. From my perspective, we have 4 pillars which are important for the overall industry, but for TNS as well. Our clients are not so much interested as in the past in just KPIs or just data. They are really looking for predictive insights. That means when they are making decisions based on the information what we are giving to them, what does it mean for the business outcome? The other topic is very important to us, data agnostic. Thinking back when I started in research in the early 90s, so we had more time than 3 days to deliver the insights. Therefore, with traditional research, we won't be able to fulfill the requirements of our clients. And being data agnostic is important. The TNS vision is about that in the year 2017, at the end of the year, around about 50% of the data we're using to advise our clients is not based on traditional survey data. So it's a big shift in our industry. Being very quick, being very efficient, this is only possible based on specialized applications. And those applications, it's very important that the differentiator for the future will be intellectual property. I've seen over the last 1.5 days many good examples, many good tools, many good solutions, many good products. But we have to keep in mind that market research only has one purpose. Our tool, our offer has only one purpose, and this is to enable us to become fact-based consultants. And technology and digital data will help us to bring this vision alive. Just some examples how to enrich market research based on new data streams. The first thing I want to say is traditional market research is important for TNS. We believe that the business we are making with this type of research is reduced, but we strongly believe that the quality has to remain the same or even to become better. But we have new opportunities. I've seen that in the year 2011 was the year of the mobile phone. We worked very intensively within the last year, and now we have the right products in place to come up with measuring in the moment based on mobile diaries. And for those who have seen the example of subways of Rosie Hawkins, my colleague yesterday, this is really something new, which is only possible based on mobile devices. It's about search and social. I think you all agree that social data gives us more insights, what people are thinking about brands. I want to come back to this point later on. It's about behavioral data. It's not only about clickstream. For example, in the area of retail and shopper, we are currently working on how beacons can help us to learn more about the path to purchase. Yesterday, there were several presentations about neurodata. For sure, biometric data, neurodata, but also variables. They will help us to decode system number 1 in a better way. And today in the morning, it was very much about big data, smart data, yesterday also about big data. But what does it mean? We have to integrate different data streams. We have to integrate all the data which is available on our client side. Think about CRM databases. We, as TNS, we belong to WPP. Most of you are aware about this. Therefore, we have a huge opportunity to work closely together with media agencies to come up with better insights for our clients. But this is just data, and I think our clients are less interested in data. They are more interested in the impact. And the new data streams will deliver 3 very important advantages concerning the impact. We will become more predictive, first of all. We can capture low involvement experiences, and we can decode system number 1. And what's in for the clients? We can optimize the marketing mix, higher brand equity, more successful product launches, higher customer loyalty, and last but really not least, we also step into the area of business intelligence and business analytics. And what this means is the new data streams are not important for one area of market research. It's really everything from our perspective, which is more linked to new technologies. Does this mean that we are just going from asking to listening? Is market research no longer important? We believe it's the combination. And I want to give you a short, real example. It's about an airline. We analyzed the airline and we looked very precise to the airline, which are the touch points which are important for the clients. Based on this, we did a very traditional market research, a customer satisfaction survey, asking the overall satisfaction, as well as asking the satisfaction with different touch points to be able to identify the drivers of satisfaction. And we also listened 3 months to social media. And here are the results for the social media listening. You see the green bar, it's the positive conversation in the internet. So for example, the crew was quite good evaluated in the conversations. You can see the red bar, it's more about the negative word of mouth, the negative buzz. And in our case, you can see that many people in social media complained about delays, about reschedules, that the schedules were not okay. And therefore somebody who's looking to the results can come up to the conclusion that for the airline, it's most important to have a better customer satisfaction, to be better in schedules, to avoid delays. We were very happy having also the market research in place. And based on the market research, we identified the drivers of retention. And here you can see that, okay, delays are important. But for example, the crew is the most important driver for satisfaction for this airline. And it was so important for the airline to know that when they are good in service, when they are good with the crew, they are able to compensate other irritations and other problems as well. Does this mean social media was not relevant to our client? No. We did a lot of social media analytics together with them. And based on this, I just want to give you one very brief example. There's much more in the data. And this example is about the delays. We learned, okay, you have to be punctual, this is okay. But we also learned one very important message. It's about the people want to be informed as soon as possible about the delay. And several people, especially people who have a silver or gold status, were complaining about, I give all my contact information to the airline. They have my mobile phone number for sending me text messages. They have my email address, but they are not able to tell me that the flight is delayed for 1 hour. So also new technologies are not only important for our industry, it was also very important to our client to optimize the process. And the other very quick example was an initiative. They were thinking about, okay, the flight has a delay about 30 minutes. It would be a good idea to give our clients with the delays or customers with the delays a voucher of $5. They can have a drink at the bar in the airport. It was absolutely counterproductive. This is just one of the quotes. The people were really irritated because they said, now we have paid $400 or euros for a flight. Now the flight is delayed, I won't be punctual in my meeting, and they just give me $5. Our client stopped immediately this initiative. So it's important to combine, on the one hand side, market research, impact on relationship, and the social buzz. And what the client learned is, with the crew, share, reinforce conversations, word of mouth, but also with a negative buzz concerning the delays. It's important to have a better understanding, to know that €5 vouchers are not good at all, and to know that they have to be better in technologies to manage the process in a better way. Very often when I'm doing presentations about social media, somebody is standing up and saying, we can't use social media because this is not representative. But is this really about being most representative, or is it about being most predictive? I think it's about being most predictive. And therefore the art is to combine traditional market research with social media, but also with additional data streams. And it's really an art to come up with the appropriate insights. Our clients are asking for marketing mix models more and more often. And we have new opportunities about social and behavioral infused marketing mix models. Our clients have the business actions. This is the product, this is the price, we are planning those promotions, we are planning those advertisements, and this is our marketing plan. They know that everything has to be in a contextual situation. What I mean with this, it's about the competitor, what they are doing, what the prices are, what the marketing investments are. It's about seasonal effects, it's about market growth, but in the end of the day, they want to learn what's the outcome of my business actions. And to help them, we are able to drive social and behavioral infused marketing mix models. We know what the customers are thinking based on brand trackings. We know what the customers are saying based on social media. and we know what the customers are doing online based on online behavioral systems. We have our own system in place at TNS, but we are also using data which is available on our client side, for example, ComScore, Compete data, and so on. And we know based on Nielsen or on Kantar World Panel, we know what the customers are buying. Based on all those informations, we are now able to come up with a socially infused and behavioral infused marketing mix model. And I want to give you an example of the US. It's about a fast-moving consumer good, and the client gave us several information. It was about brand health, it was about own advertisement spendings, it was about the spendings of the competitors, it was about promotion, it was about positive and negative buzz, which we also included. And also based on the presentation of Rosie yesterday, we know that the social buzz is a very good predictor of brand equity. Based on this, we came up with those results. The blue line are the sales, the orange line are the observed sales, and they are very close together. They are not 100% together, but very close. And also an R-square of 70% shows that this model was quite predictive. Based on this, the client is now able to have assumptions what the competitors are doing, to think about what his business action could be, and to drive sales by having a marketing mix model in place, which is quite predictive. The most important predictor, by the way, was promotion, but we've seen that positive and negative buzz was very important and made a significant difference. So, what's the future of market research? From our perspective, it's a technology-enabled research. On the one hand side, we can be very close to the moment, we can measure immediately. And for example, yesterday when I've been at the Sky Bar, Sky Lounge, I enjoyed having a good beer. Currently, I prefer to have some water. It's about having social infused tools. We are working on several social infused tools. It's not only about the example I've shown you in customer satisfaction work, it's also about bringing those topics to brand and also IPD work, innovation and product development work. And it's about being more predictive. It's about having a marketing mix model in place where the clients can really work on. So, it's not looking to the back. The future of market research is being very, very predictive about the future by using all data streams which are available. Thanks so much for your attention.
Thank you, Robert. Time for questions? Anyone? This is your chance to ask about the future. Give points to your house, please.
Hi there. Okay, this is going back to the beginning of the presentation and the video. But what's the future of innovation if we're all looking to be the fast copiers? Who's truly going to innovate, and if we're all looking to follow somebody else?
Yes, that's a very good question. I believe that small companies are able to be very good in innovating things. Yesterday we've seen the presentation about the Silicon Valley, and I've been in Israel, for example. They are very small companies which are very powerful. They have an entrepreneurial spirit. They also have somehow money in place, and they can be very creative. Therefore, from our perspective, having a company with more than 10,000 employees, we also can be very innovative. But we believe it's better to see what others have done and to benefit from their learnings and be, hopefully, the second on the market with making the biggest market money out of it.
Seems to be putting a lot of pressure on the smaller organizations to be agile and innovative. And how do they protect their intellectual property going forward and preserve that first mover advantage?
Yes, you're absolutely right. It's a pressure on the smaller ones, but also the smaller ones can work for the bigger ones as well. I strongly believe, as Eric yesterday said, it's more about partnerships. It's not only competing against each other, it's more about having partnerships, and also partnership with smaller companies. It's not only about acquisition. Somehow it's about acquisition, and we have the right thing to acquire. TNS and Kantar, you know, we are very open to do this, but from our perspective, it's very important to have a network of partnerships, to work closely together with them to come up with the best insights. It's better than have a very big R&D department inside of Kantar or TNS. I think it's better to work with small boutiques.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The Apple man.
And one more question at the back, please.
Thank you. I'm Anders Bengtsson, CEO for Protobrand. We are a small, innovative research company. My question to you is, should we be afraid talking to you by providing you our innovative solutions, or fear that you will copy us, because I noticed the fast copy? Or would you see us as a valued partner where we could bring you innovation?
Definitely, this is the third topic, sorry. It's really about partnering. Therefore, don't be afraid of us. We are not an enemy. We are very good in collaborating with smaller companies as well. And we are currently doing this. We are working intensively with the smaller boutiques. We will learn together with them. We want to implement them. Therefore, it's really important to be very open, to have an honest conversation. And for sure, something has to be based on NDAs and so on, for sure. This is the business practice. But we are open for everybody. We're inviting everybody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.